Alright, sorry, was fixing my blurry camera so that you can hate on my face with all intents and purposes, and so that you can see my face just right, so that you can be like, screw that guy. Alright, so today we have some baseball. Today I am off, even though it is the week. Today is Veterans Day in the US, so I am not American. I will still say thank you for the service for those who have served or are currently serving. Um, it takes a very special kind of person to go and serve. I'm not sure that I would be that kind of person, but that doesn't mean I cannot appreciate what others have done and are doing in regards to that. Special shout out in case that he's gonna end up watching to a colleague of mine. You're gonna recognize yourself, I'm sure. I hope you are enjoying, or that you did enjoy, your free steak at Applebee's for the day. But anyway, so without any further, there's something I wanted to do before the stream. So I think I'm gonna move Steve Olin as my closer. I'm gonna move Tom Gordon as a setup guy, and I'm gonna move John Doris to just a regular middle reliever. Doris has been struggling for over a season now, so I think that he gets to be demoted. But anyway, so today we have a 4-game series against the Chicago Cubs. It is my intent to play all 4 games today and not split them. We'll see how I feel, we'll see what's going on, but that's the idea right now. I just took a nap, so I don't need to take a nap later. Doesn't mean I won't, but I shouldn't need to. But anyway, so the Cubs are 7-9, so we are actually better than them. We are 9-5 so far this season. Cubs should have a better lineup than what their record indicates. So we'll take a look here. For the first matchup, we're going to be facing Jack Armstrong. He should be around a 3-star pitcher, 2.5. Getting there in age. He's been with the Cubs last year. Prior to that, he was playing in Cincinnati. And we're going to be sending Gabe White, who had one pretty good start and one more shaky start, which was pretty much his story last season as well. So let's take a look at the Cubs, see what's going on over there. Alright, so former Expo, you get Urbina is hurt, so he's not going to be playing. He's hurt for 3 to 4 more months, so I'm not going to see him anytime soon. Steve Traxel is also hurt. If I remember correctly, that happened last year, and he's out for 5 more months. He has a torn rotator cuff, so no Steve Traxel for a while. And Bob Ojeda is day-to-day, so we might see him during our 4-game series here. We have no injuries, so if there's something that's going on for us, is that we do have health on our side. Alright, so let's play some baseball here against the Cubs. For the first game of the series, I'm going to keep my winning lineup. I believe that we have won our last 3 games, so we are going to keep that. Maybe even our last 4. We're on a winning streak, that's for sure. Alright, so we're going to go with that. The Cubs are going to go with Pedro Valdez leading up. Ron Gant batting second. Ryan Sandberg is going to be batting third. Every time I see his name, I feel sad. Larry Walker batting fourth. Pedro Castellano is going to be batting fifth. Hal Morris, now with the Cubs instead of Mark Grace, is going to be batting sixth. Eric Wedge, the catcher, is going to be batting seventh. And Jose Vizcaino is going to be batting eighth for the Cubs. And of course, Jack Armstrong is going to be batting ninth. Alright, so we are playing at home. That's our 3rd straight home series, playing against the Cubs here. So let's get this thing going. So of course, go Expos and play ball. Alright, so Pedro Valdez is going to be leading off for the Cubs, facing Gabe White. 0-1 the count. Right, that's a weak fly ball to center, and Kirby Puckett is there, and he catches it for out number 1. Right, that brings up Ron Gant. 2-2 to him. Struck out swinging. All right. 2 up, 2 down so far. Now Ryan Sandberg is going to be the batter. No count to him. That's it to right. John Kruk is there. And he gets it for out number 3. So the Cubs go down in order in the top of the first. We're going into the bottom of the first here at Olympic Stadium. Still a tied game. Hey, Jero Nullet. You're catching me right at the start, man. I'm planning to do all 4 games today. It's a 4-game series. I don't know that I'll manage to do it, but that's the plan. Alright, the Shields is getting things going for us in the bottom of the first, facing Jack Armstrong. 2-2 to the Shields. That's it to center. And that's cut by Valdez for out number 1. Kirby Puckett is next, 1-0. Grounds it to second. Sandberg with the throw, and he's out for out number 2. That brings up John Kruk. 1-0. Grounds it to third. Castellano with the throw, and he is out. So we also go down in order in inning number 1. Going into the top of the second, Larry Walker is going to be facing Gabe White. The ever-dangerous Larry Walker. Full count to him. Oh, and he walks. We don't need to put him on for free. He can also run. So Larry Walker was really a 5-tool guy. I think that sometimes it was understated. Alright, Pedro Castellano is going to be the next batter here. Runner on first, nobody out. 2-0. Oh, that's it right at the catcher. Oh, we get Walker out at second base. That's good. We don't get a double play, though. So Castellano is safe at first. 1 out. And Al Morris is going to be the batter now. No count. Oh, Castellano's going. And he's thrown out. There you go. Alright, so Al Morris now nobody on, 2 outs, 1-2. That's a base hit to right, so that's a good thing that we got Castellano out on that stealing attempt. Alright, so running on first, 2 outs, Eric Wedge now, 0-1. That's it to left. And at the track is Rivera, and he catches it for out number 3. So the Cubs get a couple base runners, but nothing happens with them. And we are going into the bottom of the second, still tied at 0-0. Kent Urbeck gets things going. 1-2. Oh, that's it to right, and it has some carry, and it's out of here. Kent Urbeck with a solo blast. So Kent Urbeck doesn't have a great batting average, but he dishes out home runs. I will take that. And we are now up 1-0. Alright. Reuben Rivera is next. Full count to him. And he walks. Another walk for Rivera. His batting average is not great, but his on-base percentage must be decent because he seems like he walks quite a bit. Alright, runner on first, nobody out. Charles Johnson, the batter now. 1-2. Oh, Rivera's going, and he's safe. Alright, so that's his 3rd steal of the season. And now Johnson with a full count, and he walks. Oh, so Jack Armstrong having some problems here in inning number 2 for the Cubs. He gave up a blast and 2 walks now. Sadly, it wasn't in the reverse order. We would be up 3-0, but I'll still take it. Jeff King, now the batter with 2 on, nobody out, 2-0 to him. Grounds it to second. That's going to be a double play. So there's 2 outs now. We have a runner on third. We need a base hit from Walt Weiss to keep things going. Pretty much, yes. Walt Weiss has some speed, but he's terrible at getting on base, so I'm not expecting too much out of that. No count to Walt Weiss. Oh, I think that might be an infield single. It is! Walt Weiss. See, I just said Walt Weiss has a terrible time getting on base, and, you know, that triggered something in him. So, infield single for him. That scores a run. It's 2-0. Oh, yeah, that's true. I have Polonia, but he's not a starter. Yeah, that should be pretty much it. I mean, Jody Reed is not really a threat. Barbary is not. Johnny Nutt is not. Well, Johnny Nutt a little bit, maybe. Not, you know, not 100 stolen bases, but he can run. And of course, Luis Polonia. But yeah, I mean, Kirby Puckett, John Kruk, and Ken Turbic are not exactly known for their speed. And Walt Weiss is okay at it. Not a lot of speed, but the stealing rating is decently high. So. Alright, so 2 outs, runner on first. We're up 2-0, and Gabe White is now the batter. Full count. Ooh, Jack Armstrong just walked the pitcher with 2 outs, too. That's not good for the Cubs. Alright, the Shields now. The lineup flips over. No count. And that's it to left. It's going to be extra base hit. Oh, yeah. It's going to be extra bases, rather. I think it's on... No, it scored 2. Alright, it's 4-0 for the Expos, thanks to a double by the line of the Shields that scored 2 runs. Yeah, I just don't... I don't have a great spot for him in my lineup. That's the problem. He's not really good at shortstop. He's only a 35, and he doesn't have a whole lot of range for the position. So I play Walt Weiss over him, and I'm not moving the Shields. He's having a really great start to the season, so yeah. Alright, runner. But injuries are gonna happen, cold streaks, whatnot, so, you know, I'm not too worried. He's gonna play eventually. Alright, runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Kirby Puckett is the batter, 2-2. Oh, that's fly to right. And Larry Walker barely has to move, and that's out number 3. The Expos, however, put 4 runs on the board. We are up 4-0 here going into the top of the third. Jose Vizcaino is going to be the first batter, 1-2. That's a base hit to center. Alright, so the Cubs get a leadoff base hit. Getting a runner on base with nobody out. Jack Armstrong is going to be the next batter. He's more than likely going to bunt. And he is. Alright, that's a sacrifice hit. So now the Cubs have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. And that brings up Pedro Valdez. No count. Grounds it to second. The Shields with the throw. That's out number 2. On the play, Vizcaino makes it to third base. Run Gant now with 2 outs. Runner on third. No count. That's popped. Ken Turbic underneath it, and he catches it for out number 3. Alright. No, I don't think so either. He's having a great start to the season, and I'm liking it. I have a few guys that are batting pretty good. The Shields is batting really good. Kirby Puckett, John Kruk, Jeff King. Those are all batting pretty good. So we're gonna use it while we can, because I don't expect for them to hit, 400 for the rest of the season. Even Calderon couldn't do it last season, and he was a beast. Alright, the Cubs are keeping Jack Armstrong on the mound, so bottom of the third now we have John Kruk leading off that inning, 2-0. That's a base hit to right. Awesome. Alright, so John Kruk gets on base. There's nobody out, and now Kent Herbeck is going to be the next batter. 1-2 to him. That's it to center. And that's cut by Valdez, and that's out number 1. John Kruk has to retreat to first. Yeah, I think so too. I think that Puckett can do it. Not in the stolen base department, but yeah, in the batting average, and probably not as many home runs either. But for the batting average, absolutely. Alright, so Reuben Rivera is going to be the next batter. There's one out, runner on first, full count. That's it to center. Valdez, after it, catches it for out number 2. Kruk has to retreat to first. There's 2 outs, and our runner has not moved an inch. Now, Charles Johnson is next, 3-1. And he walks again. That's his second walk of the game. Alright, so we have 2 on, 2 outs. Jeff King is the batter now. I really like Kirby Puckett too. I think a lot of people like Kirby Puckett. So I was really happy when I saw that we signed him. Full count to Jeff King, and he strikes out swinging. Alright, so we get 2 runners on base, but we cannot score. Still 4-0 for the Expos though. I also like John Kruk when he was playing on the Phillies and everything. So yeah, it's kind of neat to have players that you liked on your team when you're playing historical like that. So I did lose Grissom. I liked Grissom a lot growing up, and I did lose him, so that part sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. It's baseball. It's a business. Alright, Ryan Sandberg leading off the 4th for the Cubs. 2-2 to him. Flies it to right. John Kruk is going to get underneath it, and he catches it for out number 1. Larry Walker is next with 1 out, 1-1. And it's cut by Rivera in left for out number 2. I do not know how to code. I'm sure I could learn how to code if I were to put my mind to it, but as of right now, I do not know how to code. Alright, Pedro Castellano with 2 outs. Why the question? You had a job for me? Grounds it to the Shields, and he throws out to first for out number 3. Alright, so Walt Weiss leading off the bottom of the 4th for us. Jack Armstrong is on the mound despite not having the greatest of starts. 2-0. And that's a liner to third, and he's out. Ah, gotcha. Which coding language do you want to learn? Like C+ or... Alright, Gabe White with 1 out, 2-2. And he strikes out swinging. Gotcha. I would... If you want to learn to code, just to learn to code, okay. If you want to start to... If you want to code just to, like, start to code and the goal is just to get a job coding, it is what it is. But if you're, like, looking into coding certain type of games, I would definitely look into that, because you might be running into some... I don't know how to code, but I read enough about it to know that certain games you're gonna kind of tie your hands depending on the coding. So, all right. So the Shields is now the next batter with 2 outs, full count, and it is cut by the third baseman Castellano, and that is out number 3. Alright, Hal Morris is the next batter. 0-2. Oh, that's it pretty well. And that's out of here. So Al Morris with a kind of an opposite field home run here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with that. Usually coding for me, I'm a gamer, so coding games. But yeah, and I'm sure you would do that anyway, but make sure that you researched a little bit to see what's going to be the best bang for your buck for as far as learning a language. I'm pretty sure you can do it with either languages, but some languages are sought after more. Alright, Eric Wedge is the batter now. That was a solo blast by Al Morris, by the way, so now it is 4-1. Full count to Wedge. Grounds it to first. And he's thrown out for out number 1. Jose Vizcaino is next, full count. And that's another base hit for Vizcaino, his second base hit of the game. That was an opposite field single there. So there's a runner on first, one out for Jack Armstrong now, 0-1. That's a bunt. And he's out at first. All right. So runner on second base now, 2 outs. That brings up Pedro Valdez, 1-0. That's a base hit to center. Should score a run, I would think. Yep, it does. It is 4-2 for the Expos now. So the Cubs are threatening to come back in this one. Ron Gant is next, 1-0. It's it to center, Kirby Puck, and that's over Kirby Puckett's head. Oh, that's going to score another run. It is 4-3 after a double by Ron Gant. Alright, so only a 1-run lead now. Ryan Sandberg is the next batter. 2-1. That's a base hit down the line in left. Alright, so it is a tied game. 4-4. Gabe White with some problems in inning number 5. And we have a tied game thanks to a double by Ryan Sandberg. Now Larry Walker is next. 2-1. And that's a base hit to left. And I think that the Cubs took the lead. They sure did. 5-4 for the Cubs. All of that after 2 outs, too. Alright, Pedro Castellano is next. 2-1 to him. Alright, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Cubs put a crooked number on the board, so it is 5-4 for the Cubs now. I think he played for a little bit. Nope, you're right, he didn't play much and played a little bit in the majors, but not much. You were correct. Oh wow, he played until he was 43 too. All right. So now we're down 1. Kirby Puckett is going to get us here on base and get things started in inning number 5 for us. 1-1. Grounds it to first. And Almars throws to the pitcher, and that's out number 1. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. He had a very long a lot, and I do mean a lot of baseball players call it quits in the minors way before they reach 43 years old. That's some dedication right there. Must have loved playing baseball. Alright, John Kruk now with 1 out, 0-2. Struck out swinging. Oh. Ken Tarbeck, the next batter, 2-1. That's it to right, and that's on the fence. That's going to be extra bases. Ken Tarbeck stops at second base with a double, so Herbeck has a double and a home run right now. I'm not sure I understand your question. I'm not from. I don't live in Iowa. Like, do you mean like do we have like baseball in where I live? Right, Reuben Rivera now, runner in scoring position, 2 outs, 1 and 2. And he struck out swinging. Oh boy. We had a good opportunity to tie the game. Nah, I live in Oklahoma. Yeah, we if what you ask is if we have baseball here, we have the Oklahoma City Dodgers. And no problem. We make mistakes. I mean, I don't remember where everybody that talks to me is from all the time. Alright, let's see if Gabe White is able to pitch some more. Alright, Al Morris leading off the 6th for the Cubs. Cubs are up 0-1. That's a base hit to right. Runner on first, nobody out. Eric Wedge is next. Full count. Grounds it to third. And we get Wedge out at first for out number 1. Morris makes it to second base on the play. Jose Vizcaino is next with 1 out, 0-1. That's it to third. Vizcaino is out at first. There's 2 outs, runner on third. Oh, okay. I'm getting too old for that. Not sure my body could take it, to be honest. I would have to start getting in shape before I participate in that. So I don't think we have that. I've never heard of it. That doesn't mean we don't. But yeah. I don't think we had that. Back when I lived in Canada, we had a slow pitch team that we would go and play in tournaments, and I was the pitcher. But yeah. Right, Jeffrey Ammons comes in as a pinch hitter for the Cubs. Runner on third, 2 outs, 2-1. Grounds it to first, and he's thrown out for out number 3. Okay. I bet it is. Minnesota seems to be a great state for sports. Like hockey is pretty big in Minnesota as well, and looks like they do stuff for baseball as well. That's pretty cool. All right, Greg McMichael is going to be the pitcher for the Cubs now. Charles Johnson is going to be the batter for us. Oh, Greg McMichael has been struggling so far this season. 3-0. Charles Johnson walks for the 3rd time today. Good eye. Jeff King is next. Runner on first, nobody out. No count. Oh, he tried to bunt, but he missed. 0-2. And he struck out swinging. Tough game for Jeff King. He's seeing his great batting average dip here. Alright, Walt Weiss is next. Runner on first, 1 out. No count. Oh, Charles Johnson is going, and he's safe. That's his first stolen base of the season. Alright, 1-0 to Walt Weiss. And that's a base hit to right. Is it going to score a run? No, we didn't go. Alright, so runners on first and third, 1 out. I am bringing in a pinch hitter. It's going to be Luis Polonia. We need a base hit. Polonia is good at doing that. 2-1. Oh, Walt Weiss went, and he is caught stealing. So now we absolutely need a base hit. Full count. Grounder to second, and he's thrown out for out number 3. No! We had a prime opportunity, and Walt Weiss. Maybe it was a hit and run, and the pitch was terrible, so there was no swing. Alright. Who do I bring in here? I think I'm gonna do... Katsumasa Ota. Yeah, I think it was a failed hit and run. Like, Walt Weiss was so behind and like the pitch was really high. I think that might be what was... I think I'm gonna go with Ota. I need probably a couple innings here. And Ota has some stamina. So we're gonna go with Ota for this year. Alright, first one to face him is Pedro Valdez, top of the 7th. The Cubs are still up 2-1 to Valdez. Grounds it to second. The Shields with a throw. That's out number 1. Ron Gant is now the batter. 2-1 to him. That's a base hit to center. Alright, Cubs get a base runner. Ryan Sandberg is next, no count. Oh, and Ron Gant steals second. That's his first stolen base of the season. So now they have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. 0-1 to Sandberg. That's it to left. However, Rivera should be there, and he catches it for out number 2. Gant goes back to second base on the play. Oof. Larry Walker is next with his 117 rating against righties. Oh boy, 1-1. And that's it to center. That's going to be extra bases all the way to the fans. Kind of saw that coming. It's now 6-4 for the Cubs. We have 3 more games of seeing Larry Walker do that kind of shit. So we're going to need to figure it out. Alright, Pedro Castellano is the next batter. Runner on second base, 2 outs, 2-1. That's a base hit to center again. Ota not getting it done here. It is now 7-4 for the Cubs. That brings up Al Morris. Come on, man. No count. That's it to right. And again, I want to point out how those 2 runs happen after 2 outs. All of the 7 runs that the Cubs have scored in this game happened after 2 outs. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Al Morris did homered to lead off the inning. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. Alright, Greg McMichael still on the mound for the Cubs. Delino the Shields is going to be the batter. Bottom of the 7th. We're 3 down. 2-2. That's it weakly to center. And that's cut by Valdez for out number 1. Kirby Puckett is next. Full count. And he walks. We've been getting on base. We've been getting a lot of walks in this game where we just didn't always bring the runs home. John Kruk now with 1 out. No count. That's it to right. And that's going to fall right in front of Larry Walker for a base hit. 2 runs on, 1 out. Kent Herbeck is the batter. They are bringing in the lefty Chuck McElroy, but as it turns out, Kent Herbeck has a higher power rating against lefties, so I am keeping him in the game. Full count. That's it to right, but that's going to be cut by Larry Walker for out number 2. Alright, Reuben Rivera is the batter now. 2 outs, 2 on, 1-0. Oh, that's a base hit to center. Alright, we should be getting 1 run back here. And we do. It is 7-5 for the Cubs now. Charles Johnson is next. He has no official AB in this game because he walked all 3 times so far. 2 outs, 2 on still, 0-2. And he struck out swinging. We get one round back. It is 7-5. Yeah, Ota didn't do too good in the first inning that he pitched. Yeah, Viola ended up being a pretty good pitcher. So it happened later in his career that he became pretty good. I have to admit I'm not super familiar with like the Twins of the 80s and everything like that. That's a little before I started to watch baseball. Plus back then there wasn't the internet or anything like that, and the Expos were never playing the Twins, so it's not like it's a team I got to see much. I still like Kirby Puckett from all of the things that we saw about him, but you know, not enough exposure, I suppose. All right, Eric Wedge is now the batter, top of the 8th. I'm gonna try to have Ota pitch the 8th. 3-1. Not a good start if he walks him. All right, he walks. Eric Wedge to lead off the inning. Jose Vizcaino is next. 2-1. Tries to bunt but misses. It's at first. And we get the lead runner at second, and we almost get the double play, but Vizcaino is safe at first. Now Miguel Flores comes in as a pinch hitter for the Cubs with 1 out, runner on first, full count. And that's a base hit to center. Maybe I need to bring in a different pitcher. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go with Bales. Akim, I started in 1991 off screen. We're in 1995, and I do not have Pedro Martinez. He is still on the Dodgers. I only play as a manager. I have no control over my trades or anything like that to up the challenge. So, yeah, no Pedro Martinez, sadly. But yeah, I played the first. Yeah, exactly. The complete opposite. So yeah, I played 1991, 1992, and 1993 off screen. You know, I play out every single game, so that takes forever. I stream all of 1994, and we are now in 1995. And so far, we're doing okay this year, but not in this game. The Cubs came back in that one. All right, Pedro Valdez is the batter now. Runners on first and second with 1 out, 2-1. That's it to the pitcher, and we get the runner at second base. So now there's runners on first and third with 2 out. So how is Football Manager just officially released that I saw. So how's your save doing there? I dropped in like very briefly one time. I know nothing about soccer. I'm so lost. All right, so Ron Gant, runners on first and third, 2 outs, 2-2. Grounds it to third, and he's thrown out at first. So the Cubs threaten, but we managed to keep them at bay. It is still 7-5 here, and they are bringing in Joe Roa as their next reliever. Jeff King is having a tough go here at third base in this game. Okay, I'm not sure what tier 6 means, so I know soccer has promotion and relegation, so are you like 6 leagues deep, basically? So you would have to move to tier 5, and then tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, and then the top league with all of the teams that we see all the time? Is that how that works? I really know nothing about soccer. Okay, oh, I got that right. That's cool. So you have your work cut out for you. So you did that. So that should probably take a while unless you're like really good at the game. I would think, unless you get promoted every year. Oh God, what do I do here? Right, Jeff King is gonna bat 1-0 to him. Joe Roa on the mound for the Cubs. It's it to center. That's gonna be cut by Valdez for out number 1. Gotcha. Kind of like me, with 6 or 7 years ago with out of the park baseball. I was limiting myself to how many trades I could make. I couldn't sign certain type of free agents and whatnot to try to make it the more difficult, which is why I switched to manager only. All right, Walt Weiss. Oh, you're 2 for 3. Yeah, I think you're gonna stay in the game, buddy. All right, 1-0. Grounds it to second. Well, I shouldn't have. All right, we're gonna pinch it. There's 2 outs. We're gonna pinch it for the pitcher. Oh, maybe I should look at the right team. We're gonna do Bret Barbary. All right, Bret Barbary here with 2 outs, 1 and 2. All right, who to bring in? We're gonna be facing Sandberg, Walker, Castellano. Actually, I think I'm gonna go with not Scott Gordon, with Tom Gordon. Sorry. All right, Ryan Sandberg leading off the 9th for the Cubs. The Cubs are up 2. I would like to keep it that way to give me a better chance to come back and walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Full count. Flies it to left. Rivera's there. He catches it for out number 1. All right, Larry Walker, 1 and 2. Oh, struck out swinging. That's huge. Walker is so good against righties. Pedro Castellano is now the batter with 2 outs, 0 and 2. Oh, he struck out. And that was a wild pitch, and then we got him out at first base. All right, so they're down in order, so that's good. Let's see here. All right, so the Cubs are bringing in the lefty David Rosario to lead off, to pitch in the 9th. Sorry, we have the Shields leading off. He's a lefty. He has 2 RBIs in this game. I'm still gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna bring in Jody Reed. Right, Jody Reed now the batter against David Rosario, 1 and 2. That's it to center, not very deep, and that's cut by Valdez for out number 1. Kirby Puckett is next. Come on, Kirby. 1 and 2. Oh, he also struck out with a wild pitch, except that he's safe at first. So struck out, but made it safe at first. Oh God! All right, I need runs, right? So we're gonna bring in Johnny Knott to bat against the lefty. Comes into bat for John Kruk. Full count. And he walks. All right. We have 2 runners on, 1 out. And Kent Urbeck is now the batter. Come on, buddy. Give me your second home run of the game. No count. Oh, not hit hard enough. Plus, oh, He dropped it though in right. Larry Walker with a very rare error in right field. I knew it wasn't a home run because whenever you play out of the park baseball and you get a walk-off situation, the achievement pops up before the play resolves on the screen, so you know that you got it. But that didn't pop up, except that Larry Walker dropped the ball in right field, and now the bases are loaded with 1 out, and Reuben Rivera is the batter. 1-0. Ugh. Lazy fly ball to center. I don't think we didn't score on that, so 2 outs. Bases are still loaded. We have Charles Johnson at the plate, and the Cubs are bringing in Hector Trinidad to try to get the last out. 0-1. Oh, that's an error again. Oh, Vizcaino with the error there. We score a run on the plate. Is now 7-6. Oh my god. My GM did that, signed him prior to this season. So this is the season where prior to this season I got the most roster movement in 4 years. The GM got me John Kruk, Kent Herbeck, Kirby Puckett, and we drafted Hideo Nomo as well. So that's 4 pretty big acquisitions. But yeah, Kirby Puckett never played for the Expos. Sadly, I like Kirby. Alright, Jeff King is the batter. Well, it's redemption time for Jeff King. He's 0 for 4. I don't really have anybody that I can bring back as a pinch hitter to do better. So, 2-2. That's it, too short. Another error, oh my god. This game is crazy. It's tied at 7, thanks to 2 errors on 2 plays by Jose Vizcaino. And now Walt Weiss comes to bat with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. A base hit is going to win us the game. 3-1. That's it to left. That's a base hit. Oh my god, what a comeback. We managed to win that 8-7. That's crazy. What a crazy game. I know. Wow. Alright, so I wasn't expecting to exactly to win that, especially when they had that 5-run inning. I was like, it's one of those, but hey, we came back and we won this. So Tom Gordon with the win here in this crazy game. Gotta love that. Gotta love baseball. Oh, Kent Herbeck got his 2000th hit in his career here in that game. Who is Steve Bartman? Is that the guy that cut that foul ball? Or am I misremembering? Yeah, the game was in Montreal, so maybe he traveled there. But yeah, that guy probably doesn't have a whole lot of friends anymore. I don't know if he had many prior to that incident, but I don't think that his friends stuck around much for him. I need to just want to change this here. Right, and then we're gonna put Olin as my new closer. Oh, I'm sure he did change his name. I didn't know he was a minor league baseball coach before that. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You're at the game and everything, and you have a chance at a foul ball and everything. You just go for it, and you know, if fate would have had it another way, people wouldn't even be talking about that anymore. But you know. Sometimes it's just cruel. Yeah, Moises Alou was kind of old back then. Hey, former Expo. I liked him as an Expo. He also had one of the like he had that injury playing with Montreal. He was trying to get to second base and like his leg locked up and like it twisted in a very weird way. It was kind of disgusting to watch, to be honest. But I did like Moise Alou when he played for us. All right, we're gonna go ahead and finish today. See if there's other news in baseball. Oh. I'm going to have some dissent in my locker room here. Delino De Shields has called out a teammate for what he feels is a lack of effort. So this is kind of mean by De Shields because not only is he calling out another player, which I don't necessarily have a problem with, but Jody Reed is a backup because De Shields is my starter at second base, and now De Shields is like just rubbing it in his face. Oh my, that's crazy. Alright, so game number 2, it's still going to be, of course, at Olympic Stadium. Mike Morgan is going to be on the mound for the Cubs. We're going to go with Hideo Nomo. Hideo Nomo struggled a little bit in his first few starts despite getting a win. Mike Morgan is getting a little bit older. Still a capable pitcher, though, but yeah, he's 35 now. So we're going with our ace that has yet to pitch like an ace, although he does have some strikeouts. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and keep that incredible lineup that gave us that W yesterday. And the Cubs are going to go with Ron Gant. Al Morris is going to be batting second in that one. Larry Walker is going to be batting third. Ryan Sandberg, Pedro Castellano, Eric Wedge, Jose Vizcaino, and Jerome Walton. So very close to the same lineup, except Jerome Walton is going to be in for Pedro Valdez. Let's get going. Go Expos! Play ball! And all of that stuff. All right. So Ron Gant is leading off the game for the Cubs. Hideo Nomo on the mound, 1 and 2. We have won 5 games in a row, by the way. I don't think that happened at any time in the last season that I streamed. Our team was bad. We have a much better team now. My bullpen is still kind of shaky, but overall I like the makeup of this team a lot more. And Gant flied out to right, by the way. And now Al Morris is the next batter. 1 out, 2 and 1 to him. Grounds it to first, and Herbeck gets it for out number 2. Now Larry Walker, the ever dangerous, is now the batter. 1 and 1. That's it to right, and it's out of here. Solo blast by Larry Walker against his former team. That made me sad when my GM traded him away for peanuts. Shit, it wasn't even peanuts, it was stale peanuts at that point. Alright, 1-0 for the Cubs, 2 outs. Ryan Sandberg is the batter, 2 and 2. That's it, solidly to center. That's going to be extra bases. Kirby Puckett is after it. Double for Ryan Sandberg. Yet again, after 2 outs, the Cubs are doing some damage. Seems to be a thing so far. Castellano is now the batter. 2 outs, runner on second base. No count. Grounds it to the pitcher. That's going to be an infield single. And now we have runners on first and third with 2 outs. Eric Wedge is next. Full count. And he walks. Alright, so Hideo Nomo gets the first 2 outs pretty easily, and then he allows a home run and then loads up the bases. Oh, alright, Jose Vizcaino is next. No count to him. That's a pass ball. That's going to be 2-0. So now 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs, 2 and 2 to Vizcaino. Grounds it to first, and he's out. The Cubs strike for 2 points of damage. In case you're into RPGs like I am, it is 2-0 for the Cubs here. Alright, so now we're going to need to chip back right away at the Cubs. Mike Morgan on the mound, the veteran. He's 2-1 this season. Delino the Shields is the first one to face him. 1-0. Tries to bunt, but he misses. 2-2. That's it. Oh god, that's it terribly. What was that? That was not even a true pop fly. Anyway, he's out. Vizcaino caught it. That's out number 1. Kirby Puckett is next. 1-0. Grounds it to first. Al Morris takes it to first base, and that's out number 2. Now John Kruk is the batter with 2 outs. 2-1. Grounds it down the line in left. That should be extra bases. John Kruk stops at second base with a double. Alright, I mean, the Cubs did some damage after 2 outs. I suppose I'm allowed to do the same. Kent Herbeck is the batter now. No count. Grounds it to second. And he's out for out number 3, so that did not happen. Alright, we are still down 2, top of the second. Jerome Walton is going to lead off inning number 2 for the Cubs. 0-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Right, Mike Morgan is next. No count to him. That's going to be a base hit to right. So Hideo Nomo continues with his struggles at the start of the season. And now Ron Gant is going to be the batter. Runner on first, 1 out. 2-2. Alright, Kirby Puckett should have that. And he does. That's out number 2. Alright, that brings up Al Morris with 2 outs. 2-2. Oh, that's popped. Walt Weiss is there. Catches it for out number 3. Alright, so Hideo Nomo managed to not allow any more runs. We're still down 2 till Reuben Rivera leads off the bottom of the second for us. 1-2. That's it to center. Jerome Walton after it, and he catches it for out number 1. Charles Johnson is next, 2-2. Struck out swinging. It's been a little tough lately for Charles Johnson, although he did walk 3 times in the last game. But Jeff King now, 2 outs. No. And he tries to bunt himself on. That didn't work, not even close. Alright, we're still down 2-0. Top of the third, Larry Walker is the next batter. 1-0. Hopefully he doesn't homer again. We should be able to get that. Kirby Puckett is running for it. Gets it for out number 1. Ryan Sandberg next, 2-0. That's it to left. And Rivera gets it for out number 2. Now Pedro Castellano is next. No count to him. That's it weakly towards center field. Kirby Puckett is there. Catches it. The Cubs go down in order. The art of their lineup, should I say, goes down in order. Bottom of the third. Walt Weiss. Well, the batting average is not too bad. 1-2. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out for out number 1. Alright, Hideo Nomo, the batter now. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Mike Morgan is pitching pretty well. We're gonna need something. Full count to the Shields. That's another ridiculously bad pop-up for the Shields. Maybe he should have shut his mouth. Maybe he jinxed himself. That's what happens when you call out others. We go down in order in inning number 3 as well. Top of the 4th, still down 2-0 at Olympic Stadium. Eric Wedge is now the batter. 1-2. That's a base hit to left. It's going to fall in front of Rivera. So the Cubs have a leadoff hit. Vizcaino is next. 0-1. He bunts. Alright, so that's a sacrifice hit. Eric Wedge ends up at second base. With 1 out, Jerome Walton is the batter. 2-1. Grounds it to second. The Shields gets him out at first on the play. Eric Wedge makes it to third base. Alright, and Mike Morgan now comes to bat with 2 outs. Runner on third. 1-2. Struck out swinging. Alright, we're done with that. Now we're going to move to the water bottle. Alright, we need some base hits here, and we're getting right in the junction of the lineup where that actually might happen. So Kirby Puckett leads off the 4th for us. 0-1. That's a base hit to center. See, maybe I should just ask for things, and then the game gives them to me. Right, John Kruk, the batter. Runner on first, nobody out. 1-0. Oh. That's a double play. I didn't ask for that. Alright, 2 outs. Bases are empty now. Kent Herbeck is the batter. 2-2. Flies it to right. Larry Walker barely has to move, and that's out number 3. Oh, that looked so promising with that base hit by Kirby, but alright, top of the 5th. We are still down 2. But, yep. Alright, Ron Gant, 0-2 to him. Struck out looking. Take a seat. Al Morris is next, 2-2. Alright, that's a base hit to center. Hey Kim, if you're still there, are you still playing Franchise Hockey Manager 8? Did you move to the Wild after all? Larry Walker, runner on first, 1 out. Oh god, I don't like that. 1-1. That's a base hit to right. Okay, runners on first and third, 1 out. Yeah, I get into those funks too where there's a game that I don't necessarily want to touch for a little bit, but got it. Let me know how that goes. I'm curious. Wild is doing pretty decent this year. They sure beat my Sens. I mean, everybody can beat the Sens now in real life. We have 8 players that are out on COVID protocol, so, you know. All right. Runners on first and third, 1 out. Ryan Sandberg, the batter. No count. That's a base hit to right. That's going to score a run. It's 3-0 for the Cubs. Doesn't look like they want to let us come back and win this one like they did last night. Castellano now. 1 out, 2 on. 1-1. Oof, that's it really well. All the way to the fence in right center. Kirby Puckett after it. That should score 2. That's a triple for Castellano. It is 5-0 for the Cubs. Yeah, that might be the last inning for our friend Hideo Nomo here. Yet again, a tough outing for him. Eric Wedge, the batter. 1-0. Grounds it to the catcher. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. The runner needs to stay at third base. There's 2 outs for Jose Vizcaino now. 2-1. Grounds it to third. And he's thrown out for out number 3. All right. Alright, Mike Morgan needs to be a little generous here. Let me come back in that one. Reuben Rivera leading off the fifth for us. No count. That's a base hit to center. Alright. Now try to... let's try to be productive with that. Charles Johnson is the batter. Nobody out. 2-0. That's it to right, but not very deep. Walker is there. He has no problem catching it for out number 1. Jeff King the batter now. 1-1. Oh, Rivera's going and he's out. 2 outs now. 2-2 to Jeff King. And he flies out to Walton in center. That's the end of the inning. No! Alright, we're gonna... So what I'm gonna do, I think it's early in the game, but I've seen enough. I'm gonna go ahead and do a double switch here. I'm gonna bring in Bret Barbary to finish the game at third base. Jeff King has struggled at the bat for the last couple games, so he gets to play third base. And I'm gonna bring in Walt Terrell. No, sorry. That was not my plan initially. I'm going to bring in John Cerruti. He has decent stamina. Should be able to give me 2 innings. Unless he sucks too much. Alright. So we're down 5. Top of the 6th. Jerome Walton leading off for the Cubs. 1-2. We now have John Cerruti on the mound. And we have Bret Barbary at third base. And that was a strikeout. Mike Morgan is next. No count. Grounds it to second. The Shields with the throw. That's out number 2. Ron Gant now. Full count to him. Alright. It's it to left. And Rivera is there for out number 3. The Cubs go down in order against my new reliever. We are now going into the bottom of the 6th. We need some runs. Sadly, we have Walt Weiss leading off the 6th. 0-1 to him. It's it to center. Oh, a diving catch by Jerome Walton just to remind me that I have a goose egg in the run category. Alright, Bret Barbary now with 1 out. Full count. That's it to center for a base hit. That looked like ball 4, but I mean, he's getting on base. I'm not going to get too upset about that. Now the lineup flips over. We have the Shields batting with a runner on first and 1 out. No count to the Shields. That's it to right. Larry Walker is going after it and he catches it for out number 2. So 2 outs for Kirby Puckett now. 1-0. That's it to left for a base hit. It's going to be extra bases as well. Barbary's going home. It is 5-1. Alright, Kirby Puckett here with the double. 1 run scores. We are down 4. The Cubs are up 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. John Kruk is now the batter. 2-0 to him. Grounds it to third, and he's thrown out for out number 3. The Expos get on the board, but we're still down 4 runs. Alright, Al Morris leads off inning number 7 for the Cubs. 1-2 to him. Struck out swinging. That's good. That's good. Larry Walker is next. 3-1 to him. And he walks. He's so tough to get out. That's crazy. Alright, runner on first, 1 out for Ryan Sandberg, 1-1. Grounds it to third. We get the lead runner at second base. That's a fielder's choice. Runner on first, 2 outs for Castellano, 3-0. Oh, he swung on it. And that's a fly ball to left, and that's cut by Rivera. The Cubs are down. Bottom of the 7th. Mike Morgan still on the mound for the Cubs. Kent Herbeck is now the batter. 2-2. That's it fairly weakly to center. Jerome Walton is there. Catches it for out number 1. Reuben Rivera is next. 1-1. Oh! Got hit by the ball. Probably doesn't feel good. I was a pitcher in the little leagues, and I played. I was sent to play third base one day, and I misjudged a liner, and I got it right on the tibia. So yeah, being drilled by a ball, I know doesn't feel very good, even though that was a different story. All right, Charles Johnson is now the batter. Runner on first, 1 out, 0-1. Oh, Rivera's going, and he's out. Dear God. 3-1 to Charles Johnson. Flies it to center, and Walton is there. That's out number 3. So it's just not our game. Usually we run okay, but it's one of those games where nothing is going very well. All right. Oh, do I keep Cerruti in? I think he can. We're going to try. Cerruti's going to pitch against Eric Wedge, and we're going to see what happens from there. 2-1. Grounds it down the line in left. That's going to be extra bases. That's a double. All right, Jose Vizcaino is next. 0-2. And we drilled him. Alright, I think we're done with Cerruti. I have seen enough. I'm gonna bring in John Doris, I think. I know he's a little tired. Alright, Walton, the batter. 2 on, nobody out. 2-1, and he bunts. And that's a sacrifice hit. So the Cubs now have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Mike Morgan is the batter. 1-0. It's at the third. He's thrown out at first. The runner scores. However, it is now 6-1 for the Cubs. 2 outs and runner in scoring position for Ron Gant. Full count. And he walks. Al Morris is now the batter. No count. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out for out number 3. The Cubs get the run back that I got a couple of innings ago. It is 6-1 going into the bottom of the 8th. I'm going to need some kind of great comeback here. All right, we're going to bring in Luis Polonia to bat for the pitcher. All right, Luis Polonia, the pinch hitter. Bottom of the 8th, we're down 5. Mike Morgan is still on the mound, 3-0 to Polonia. And he walks on 4 pitches. Alright, so we get some speed on the bases. Walt Weiss is next. 0-2. Flies it to left. Ah, too late. I didn't catch that in time. Sorry. I'm going to keep Barbary in. Full count. And he walks. Alright. Alright, the Shields. The Shields is not having a very good game. Maybe I bring Reed in for the Shields. Maybe. Piss the Shields off a little bit after his comments. Alright, we're gonna keep the Shields in. So 2 on, 1 out, 0-1. The Shields with the fly ball to right. Larry Walker gets there, and that's out number 2. So now we need a base hit by Kirby Puckett. He sure is capable of that. 2 on, 2 outs, 1-1. Grounds it to first. Oh, that's an error by Al Morris. So now we have bases loaded with 2 outs. John Kruk is the batter. All right, come on. 3-1. Ugh. That's popped and cut by Castellano for out number 3. That is so disappointing. Alright. Who do I bring in as my pitcher now? I guess it doesn't really matter. We're down 5. Hey, FJ. Terrell it is. Alright, Larry Walker leads off the 9th for the Cubs. We're down 5. 1-2. Grounds it to the pitcher. And he's safe. That's an infield base hit. I am not winning this game, but I won the previous one in dramatic fashion. The Cubs made 3 errors in the 9th inning, and I overcame a 2-run deficit to win 8-7. It was beautiful. Alright, Ryan Sandberg, runner on first, nobody out. Full count. Grounds it to first. Alright, we only get the lead runner at second base. There's 1 out now for Pedro Castellano. 2-1. That's a base hit to center. So 2 on, 1 out. Eric Wedge is the batter. No count. Alright, flies it to left. Rivera's there. Catches it for out number 2. Alright, Jose Vizcaino now with 2 outs. 2-2. Grounds it to first. Urbeck throws it to Terrell, and that's out number 3. Alright, we need another 3-error inning by the Cubs so that we can win this again in the 9th inning. Kent Urbeck is going to lead it off for us. Mike Morgan is still on the mound. Why not? He's pitched pretty well. So, 2-2. Oh, Kent Urbeck, and it is out of here. Kent Urbeck continues to dish out home runs. And it is a solo blast. It is 6-2 for the Cubs. That's how it starts, chipping 1 run at a time. Reuben Rivera is next. They are keeping Mike Morgan there, 1-1. And that's a base hit to left. Oh my god, they're going to start to make us believe. Nos amours. Alright, so the Cubs are bringing in Greg McMichael as a reliever now. Runner on first, nobody out for Charles Johnson. 2-1. And that's it to left, but right at Ron Gant for out number 1. So now we are bringing in a pinch hitter. I know that Jerome Nallet is probably going to say Jody Reed, so I'm going to bring him in. Jody Reed, the batter now. Runner on first, 1 out. Full count. Jody Reed with the grounder to third, and that's a double play, and that ends the inning and the game. We drop game number 2, 6-2. It happens. Alright. Oh, Dave Righetti got his 300. Yeah, Nomo didn't play all that great again. That's 3 tough starts to start his career. Sadly, my LA Dodgers most knowledgeable person is not on the stream, so he could tell me if that's something that he did in real life or if he was a slow starter to the seasons or something. So, but he's not on the stream, so I don't know. But yeah, Hideo Nomo didn't have he allowed 5 runs and he wasn't that great. Alright, so Dave Righetti, now playing for the Texas Rangers, got his 300th save of his career. 36 years old. Pretty good accomplishment there. Alright, we're going to advance that. And I'm good to go, so I think I'm going to go ahead and play all 4 games today. We are going to sim that. Okay, nothing happened. And for game number 3 of the series, we're going to be facing Frank Castillo, and we're going to be sending Jose Rosado. He also has struggled in his first 3 starts of the season. So we're hoping that he's going to put things together here. We are 10-6 now. We are officially above the Mets. Oh boy. Alright. So let's play ball. Alright, I'm thinking of making some changes here. So Charles Johnson is tired, so we're going to put Russ McGinnis in. He's going to play at catcher, and I think I'm going to have Luis Polonia play in left field, give him a start, because he's a decent player, and he probably should be playing. Let's see here. I think I'm going to... I think I'm gonna go like that. Makes sense to everybody. We're gonna have the Shields batting first, Polonia second, Puckett, Herbeck, Kruk, King, McGinnis, and then Walt Wise playing shortstop and batting 8. Alright, if there are no major objections, I'm going to go ahead and go with that lineup. We're going to be facing today Pedro Valdez back in center field, Ron Gant, Ryan Sandberg, Larry Walker, Al Morris, Jose Vizcaino, Eric Wedge, and Ricky Gutierrez is now going to play third base. Yes, Rivera is now, hopefully he develops to full potential. Okay, I need to reinstate for people that are maybe just watching me for the first time. I'm not using recalc, I'm letting the game engine take care of development so that we have a few surprises and everything. And I know in real life Reuben Rivera had a career, but he didn't exactly amounted to maybe what he was supposed to. So I kind of have the hope that he's going to do that, but I want to put Polonia in, especially against the righty Frank Castillo. And Castillo is not having a great season so far, so we might be able to capitalize